talking to us about some of the um, career development when it comes to software engineering as a whole. So I would love to share my screen so we can get started. Just give me a few minutes. Mm, Please confirm if you can see my screen. You can just react so I can know we're following. All right, that's cool. Yeah. So again, my name is samueladekunle. So I realized that you guys have been learning some of the coding stuff, and when it comes to widgets, when it comes to API integration and the like. So today I will not be going to the coding aspect. I will just be focusing on more building a developer profile and stuff that will help you in your mobile development career and software engineering as a whole. So that's what I'll be doing basically. So my topic here basically is building a standard developer profile, navigating the job search as a Flutter developer. So now when I say navigating the job search, basically it's not like, oh, you are ready to go out there to the job market to start searching for a job, but there's like a procedure in which you can get yourself ready and give yourself like a level of advantage when it comes to searching for job or getting gigs and contract and stuff like that, when it comes to not just Flutter now, but when it comes to software engineering as a whole. So that's what I'll be talking to us about basically throughout this section. So please just follow me quickly and pay attention um, as I move. So as the topic inclines, that is how to build a developer profile. One of the points I have here, that is why your profile and job search skill matters, why your profile as a developer. I have worked with tons of developer over the years, and I've had series of engagement, developer talk with a lot of developer. And one of the things that some of the developers, especially those that have the skill, there's some developer that they have the, let me just use the word mouth, whereas the skill is lacking in one way or the other. But those that really have the skill don't put themselves out there like that. So one of the points here is your code gets you in the door, but your profile keeps you there. Now you can be a badass. You can be a nerd when it comes to coding. You can code even on net. You can code Tesla and the likes. But if you don't have any profile, there is no way that this recruiter is going to know you. So one of the best way, even if you are learning, as you are learning and as you are growing in knowledge, it is better that you have a public profile, that is a profile where people can see, oh, this is your progress. For example, we have different social media out there that people use to build a profile, and we are familiar with LinkedIn, Twitter and the likes, just to put yourself out there. So the second point here is Flutter devs are in demand. So you have to stand out to land opportunities. It's just like a pool of like 10,000 people, and probably the job market is only looking for, like, let's say, even say 5,000. Like there's 10,000 people in a place and they're only looking for 5,000. How are you going to stand out among the 10,000? It strongly depends on connection, your relations, those and your profile. So as a Flutter developer, your profile, your public profile, it's very essential when you are learning the coding skill. It is very important as well to learn the other side of coding, because aside coding there's a lot of things that are not taught in school, and one of it is marketing, another one is communication, so another one is building a relationship. So marketing is how you sell yourself. If you can code, if you can build the next thing, even if you are a CEO or you are planning to become a CEO, if a founder of a project, and you don't know how to sell that particular product, trust me, the business will not grow unless you actually hire a marketer for the product. But as a person, you need to grow in communication and marketing, and marketing starts from yourself. That is, how do you market yourself? Even while you are learning, this is a boot camp, a 3 month boot camp now, and you are learning. How have you been taking the opportunity to market yourself out there. Not like, oh, you are looking for the instant cash flow, but just to put it to people's face that, oh, this is what I've been doing. There's a track record in in a way that people build over time, and by the time they are ready for what they're actually looking for, it will be easy. People can easily get attracted to them, or people can actually say, oh, I've been monitoring this particular person progress, and I can actually recommend him or her to this particular um, gig. Yeah, so that is why building developer profile matters. So the third point is bootcamp is step one. Your career starts with how you present yourself. After this bootcamp, your career starts on how you present yourself. Just like I mentioned, marketing is one of the skill. It might not be taught in throughout this bootcamp, but it's one of the skill that a person, not just in software engineering, but in any area of life, basically, that someone must know. And as a software engineer, as a mobile developer, as a Flutter developer, you ought to know how to market yourself. Otherwise, you can just have the knowledge without building anything significant with the knowledge that you have. I hope you are following. I hope we are following. Please let me know if we are following. All right, thank you. Please, if you have any question concerning this particular topic, I don't just want to be talking, so it won't look like I'm just giving a speech. I want it to be an interactive section. So if you have any question that has to do with this particular area, I mean in software engineering, please start writing them down. You can drop them in the comment section so we can just go over it once I'm done with this slide. So that's it basically about why profile is important. So one of the if you check the adoption of Flutter apps over the years, Flutter gained popularity year 2019 there about 2020 2019 there about, and you can see 2019 the apps that was built with Flutter, the number of apps, then 2020 2021 2022 2023 2024, now we're in 2025. This is just telling us that more new startup or companies are adopting using Flutter as their solution when it comes to building cross-platform application, and not just mobile app. When it comes to desktop, like recently I'm working on a project, and one of the part of the project is building a desktop application for that product. Now if I mean, normally, if I'm to build a desktop application, I will have to go via using C, Family, Electron, and the likes to build a desktop application. But with the help of Flutter, I can easily do that. So you can see, like, companies are adopting Flutter, whereas this simply means that there's more jobs in Flutter nowadays. But how can you get this job? A lot of people search for job, and some people are getting job whereas some people are not getting job. What separates people is your profile. Some people don't really have the problem of getting job, although at some instances probably you are jobless for, like, let's say few months, and after that, because of the profile that the person have built over the years, the person will be able, even when you are still waiting for that high paying jobs, at least you have something doing, not like you are totally out of job, like totally out of job. So that is that about that. At least when you have that profile, you'll be able to be at that river that, oh, people with job are. So that's just that about the growth about Flutter adaptation. So why the step one of this bootcamp is not just about coding. I've been an instructor in many bootcamp, and one of the key stuff that people learn in bootcamp is just coding, everything coding. I mean, that is the integral part of everything. When it comes to software engineering, you have to learn the skill itself before you can actually market yourself. We have different people on the social media space nowadays. A lot of people that they just know how to market it, they don't have the skill. And one of the things that people use, I mean, people that know how to market, they use to, like, to like gain advantage of those that actually have the skill. If you can market, you can talk to clients and stuff like that. You can actually pitch that, oh, I can do this, whereas the person cannot do it. So they will collect the project, then give it to the people that can do it, whereas receiving the cut. So instead of having like a middleman and stuff like that, why not go directly to the client? So with that, you have to have a public profile. It is very important. Let me just quickly share an experience. So I started Flutter 2019 thereabout. Now, as at then, I started programming 2019 as well. I didn't start with Flutter. I started with Python and some web languages and all. But I got to know about Flutter around September 2019. So as at then, I was building mobile apps, and I was in a tech company then. So I used to like grow with all these tech guys. I just used to look at what they do basically. So as at then, Facebook was still the talk of the town. So I used to post my stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. From there, from that 2019, from that September, I said I got to know about Flutter September 2019. From that September, October, November, I was able to build some apps. I even launched my first app December 2019. So after I launched that first app on Google Play Store, I talk about it on Facebook, share it on almost all the Flutter groups that I'm on Facebook. By 2020, I think January or February, someone reached out to me that, oh, I want you to work on this project for me. And for a newbie like me, that's just like 5 or 4 months, 3 to 4 months of experience that I have. I don't really know the integral part. So this person reached out to me. Is actually an Indian. That was my first contract ever. The person reached out to me that, oh, I would love you to work on this particular project. And I have a friend that has been a software engineer for over 3 years before me, that have been like software engineer like 3 years, and it does not even have the advantage because the guy does not put himself out there. You are just building on your system. Nobody knows about it, probably just your family member, and even some of your family member are not aware and stuff like that. So I got this job, and I had to just pair with this guy, that is, let's work on this project together, because right now I don't even have the experience. I don't have the enough experience, so it will be too buggy. So I have to share with this other guy that already have the experience, and we have to just place it 50-50. Even he has to do most of the job because of my little experience at that then. So what I'm just trying to say is that while you market yourself, it will help you even when you are not looking for something. People recommend people a lot, and there's a particular article that I was going through. I can't remember the author, but it's one of these Nigerian tech bros in quote that wrote the article. The title was who is representing you in the high table, something like that. Basically, that is, who is talking about you at the board meeting and stuff like that. So just to cut the long story short, let me just go to the point. So how to build killer public profile. Basically, number one is GitHub. Share Flutter project, that is all the projects you guys have been working on throughout this bootcamp. Share it on GitHub, and write a clean red means, that is, document, give a proper documentation of that particular project. All the project that you guys have been working on throughout this particular bootcamp, make sure you put it on GitHub. Write the documentation, the readme file, document it very very well. Put some screenshots so it will be easy. And there's a way that GitHub the algorithm works, that is, if you put some hashtag, some keywords, it will be, even if someone search it on Google, they will easily find it, and from there you can build your public profile. I could remember that a lot of people reach out to me because of how my GitHub profile was looking at some point. So this is one of the ways to build a killer public profile. So GitHub is one of the main tool or main platform to use. Then we have LinkedIn. LinkedIn, make sure your LinkedIn is standard. Don't say what you are not. Yeah, don't sell yourself too high. Don't say what you are not. Basically, some people, you just start writing a low word and you're already calling yourself senior software engineering and stuff like that. So just start small. Write a clean and clear profile for yourself about data and stuff like that. So on your LinkedIn now, you can put Flutter developer since you already started learning and you have learned a couple of stuff. You can build some UIs and the likes. You can integrate API and all. So you can put that on your LinkedIn. You can even share all the lectures you have been receiving in this bootcamp. Talk about it. Even mention Deep Africa bootcamp on your LinkedIn, just to share progress. I mean, talk about what you are learning throughout this bootcamp. I also put blog post, that is Medium or Hashnote. Write small article about your experience and any other thing that you have learned. One of the things that helped me throughout my own career, trust me, at my early years in software engineering, I built public profile. I stop at some point because I have to go like more integral into software engineering and all. So I stopped at some point. Even till now, I'm not more on social media like that. I can't remember the last time I posted on social media. So but at my early years, the public profile that I've built for like 2 years, like 2020, 2021, still help me till today. Because of that profile that I've built over the years, a lot of people still know that, oh, this is Tech with Sam, this is the person that is Tech with Sam. And a lot of people even recommend me to a lot of stuff that I have no idea about before. So that's because I share my experience on. I used to write article. At some point I used to share some of the problem I face on YouTube and stuff like that. So just find a means to share your journey. Just find a means to share. Even if you just design a UI and you, it's not it's not even compulsory the UI is something crazy or something out of the out of the blue. Just share it on social media. Trust me, it might just be one like you are receiving now, but by the time people are going through your profile, they will see, oh, this is what this person have been able to build over the years. So the fourth point is portfolio, that is simple site or Flutter app showcasing your work. So just build something simple just to showcase your work, and you can use GitHub for that as well. Like all your public projects, just put it on GitHub, and there's a way that you can structure GitHub that it will really help you. So I think I have my GitHub here, so I will just share it. So here's how my GitHub look like. You can see, although I deleted most of the um profile about me at some point because I kind of hate social media now. So I just deleted most of the stuff that was there before, but at least it's still a little bit interesting. So you can just touch up your GitHub profile so it won't look too boring. At least anybody coming to your GitHub profile will see that, oh, this is something interesting, and they want to like check out your projects and also your every anything you are doing at all on the GitHub profile. So you can check out other GitHub. You can just search on Google how to build a GitHub profile. I mean, how to touch up your GitHub profile. You see a lot of documentation, a lot of how to's and the likes, just to have a standard one. So that's that about GitHub. So moving on to step two, highlight your Flutter project. The first point here is use bootcamp project. That is, in this bootcamp that you are currently, you guys have been building a lot of projects over the uh, past few weeks and all. Use those projects to build your public profile. Don't just don't just do code along, and once you are done with that project, then you just put it aside. Touch up that project, write it, customize it, or personalize it to something that you like. Probably tweak something, then share it on social media. Share it on your LinkedIn, on your GitHub. Share it with your friends. Let them react to it. Let them see what you are doing. The second point I have here is explain what you build, challenge, face, and solution. You know, one of the things that also helped me was that after few months that, oh, I guess I was already knowing some few stuff, I started a YouTube channel. Like, I just explain some of the things that I noticed that, oh, on Stack Overflow people used to ask about this particular question too much, and I realized that, oh, I have the solution, or I know a way out. So I share it on GitHub. I write a lot of articles as at then. That was 2020, 2021. So you can just share what you have been able to build, the challenges you face, and the solution. Probably you are facing a bug and you have been trying to solve it for like 3 days, and the third day you're able to find the solution. You can share all those experiences, and, oh, this is the solution to this particular bug. Trust me, another developer is going to face that bug some other time, and once they search it, it might be your article that will pop up, and from there, that is you building a developer profile. So another point here, although this is optional, add a live demo video. That is, you can create a video just to explain your project and all on GitHub or any other social media page. So this is one of my projects. README file. I mean, some of the YouTube videos I did. So I redesigned the README file just to fit in something interesting. So anybody that look up the GitHub file, they will be able to see what the code really does. So this is just me talking about creating custom icons and bottom navbar. So this 2021 project, yeah, so something like this. So moving on, step 3, navigating the job market. Navigating the job market, just to talk outside the point that I have here. Navigating the job market is in various ways. I mean, you can go on LinkedIn now, applying for jobs at least a day. You click on you go to the job section, then you start applying for job. You apply for 50 jobs in a day and stuff like that. Trust me, you can do that. By chance, you might be lucky, probably one will call you for interview and stuff like that. But there's a better way in doing all these stuff. I mean, there's still some more interesting way that you have more advantage than just clicking on or than just applying for job randomly on websites, not just on LinkedIn, like on any website. One of it is active community. I mean, when you are active on community, we have different community, like Div Africana is a community of developers. From among, we have instructors, we have mentors. If you have been up and doing throughout this boot camp, probably one of your instructor like the way you respond, the way you probably submit assignments, I mean the way you carry out project and stuff like that. That is like a leverage for you. People talk about people. There's a lot of job that people receive. I've received a lot of job that I've declined because first, I don't have the time, or I'm not interested in the project, that I have to refer to someone else. Those kind of projects, it is better. There's some project that you don't even need interview for at all. That is, the person that even recommend you are giving you the pass mark already, and that's one of the best project that someone can get. Even if you apply for all these Google, Apple, Amazon and the likes, they will ask for the person that actually refer you. You can't just apply to any of these companies without having someone in-house that is recommending you. So this is where connection matters. That is where you are active in community, when you start building public profiles. I mean, sharing what you are doing basically to people out there. Trust me, they might not be liking your post, but they are seeing it. Most people are seeing it. By the time once your post is consistent, probably every you are posting 3 times a week, you are sharing your progress, not just posting anything randomly. I mean, you are sharing your progress, and a valid progress as it is. That is what you have been doing, and you are sharing it every, I mean, 3 days in a week and stuff, and consistently for like 3 months. Trust me, at some point, some people will want to ask you a question and follow up with what you have been doing, and that's how people make way for themselves basically. So one of the way is be active in community, and trust me, you are already part of a community. I mean, this particular bootcamp, this is a community. If you are very active, even one of the opportunity of this bootcamp is after this particular bootcamp, you'll be recommended for an internship at a company. I don't know if you are aware. So it depends on your activity that will propagate the referral. So that's one of it. So the modern way, I mean the normal way of where to look for job, basically on Indeed, on LinkedIn, on Twitter and all these platforms and all. So these are just the normal way. Resume, tailor your resume to Flutter developer. These are just the normal stuff. But what I've explained earlier, if you do that judiciously, if you do that like religiously, trust me, you are making way for yourself than your contemporaries. That will give you more leverage than anybody else. If you have someone in a company that will recommend you, trust me, the level of interview will even be reduced, because at least is the person recommending you is like a staff already, and the person knows your worth and stuff like that. So I believe that is better. So please just take advantage of what you currently have. So the next point I have here, I mean the next step is thrive in the workplace. So a lot of people get jobs, and I was talking to someone from, I think, yeah, she's from US the other day. She was talking about Nigerian developers and or about their nonchalant attitude. You know, a lot of people look for a job, and once they have the job, then they are not serious with the job. I mean, a lot of people actually complain about some Nigerian developer. Basically, probably I could relate at some point because some people have different jobs. I mean, one person doing five jobs and stuff like that. There's no way you can never be committed to all the five jobs at a glance, and all the five clients expect you to deliver at some point in time, and if you are not meeting up, you are giving like a bad name to all the developer. So there's a way to actually act in the workplace after looking for the job. Probably someone recommend you, sorry, and you're able to get the job at last. How can you like work better in that workplace? One of the way, aside the modern way, I'll just go with the point I have here first before I go outside of this point, is to collaborate with your teammates. Obviously you won't be the only one there, so collaborate. And one of the way to collaborate is using GitHub. So you use Git properly. I mean, that's where you share, I mean, you push your updates, and there's different rules in using GitHub. I mean, your commit message, how well do you document your updates and stuff like that, in order to help your other team members. And in this world that remote work is what everybody is demanding for now, that you are not seeing your teammates physically, that you can literally explain with math that, oh, this is that and that. You have to have a well documented update. I mean, this is what I've been able to do. If you want to do this, then you have to go this route and stuff like that. So that's one. Communication, I mean, communication is, if not the highest soft skill that a developer should have. I mean, you should be able to communicate. You should be able to talk. I mean, explain in details everything that has to do with anything that you are doing whatsoever. Communication is not just for developer; it's for all human beings that want to succeed in life. You should be able to explain technical stuff to non-technical people. I mean, probably your CEO is not even a technical person. You should be able to explain and give detailed explanation about this place, these things rather. Yeah. So the third point I have is remote work. So remote work, there's this particular ideology. I don't know if it's just Nigerians or it's global. That is, if you are working remotely, then you have chance to be nonchalant, or to skip work hour, to just act anyhow and stuff. Trust me, working remotely is even one of the hardest compared to uh, going to office and stuff like that, because working remote you have to be disciplined, because if you are not disciplined, you will not survive it. You have to be disciplined. You have to wake up as early as possible, set yourself up for work, because working remotely does not give you the chance of, oh, I can just do anyhow at any time. I can do this. And although there's privilege, because, oh, you are in the comfort of your home, you can actually set some time, you can still do some other stuff compared to when you are in an office. But remote work, remote work also requires for being proactive. I mean, you are up to task. That is how you can remain in a job. Is there's a thing in getting a job, there is another thing in you sustaining that job. You can get a job, and in the next 1 month you are sacked already. So you must work towards securing that job as well that you have gotten. So it is by being proactive, communication, uh doing what you're supposed to do, deliveries and stuff like that, update progress and all. So moving forward to why Flutter. I mean, we have a lot of other stuff in this age of AI, generative AI, Python and stuff like that. Why Flutter? So why is Flutter important, and why, I mean, you have been learning Flutter for a couple of weeks now, so why, I'm well, you should know why Flutter by now, but at least let me just give some brief information about it in case you are not aware. So Flutter is cross platform, obviously. That is, more jobs, more startups demand, most people now, if you want to build, you can't just build for Android. You have to build for both Android and iOS user, that is iPhone users. So that's why most people go the route of Flutter. And if you search online, if you search the start at which people are adopting Flutter, I mean the apps that are launched on Google Play Store and App Store, you see that Flutter is probably the second, the first aside the native language in the markets right now. So cross-platform demand, that is more jobs, requires cross-platform. And when we talk about cross-platform, we are not just talking about Android and iOS. I made mention of the desktop application that I'm still working on right now. So it's part of the advantage of cross-platform development. So a growing community, that is, you have large community around Flutter. If you can just join community, we have tech conferences around Nigeria from Lagos, GDG and the likes, that you can connect with a lot of experts in Flutter. So you have a lot of resources to learn, and anything whatsoever, any bug whatsoever that you are facing, trust me, someone has faced this before. You can add on community, on WhatsApp groups, on Stack Overflow, on any platform whatsoever that you are on. So bootcamp experience, which is what you are currently doing. So with bootcamp, you'll be able to build like real projects, and those real projects you'll be able to uh use it to build a profile for yourself. So that is why, and why Flutter can help you in building your developer profile. I hope you're following. Are you still with me? All right. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you. So just like the last but not the least, your next step is update your GitHub and LinkedIn this week. That is, brush up your GitHub. If your GitHub is not looking fine, it might not really, for beginners, when you get to that level that, oh, you are standard, you don't need to, you might not really push all this stuff, but for a beginner or for someone that is starting out, you need all these particular areas just to stand out, just to stand out, yeah, basically. So update GitHub and LinkedIn this week, that is your profile, even the project that you have been working on. Update the readme file. What's the information? I don't need to download your code before I know what the code is doing. So like, put some screenshots in the description of the project, that is, oh, this is a screenshot, this is what the project is doing. Put a lot of description, so the person that is checking it will have an idea of what the code does and stuff like that. So your LinkedIn, put your experience. You can even put this particular bootcamp. You're a student here, you can put it that, oh, you're able to start this particular bootcamp for 3 months, and this is your progress, what you have been gaining so far. The second point I have here is pick one bootcamp project to polish and share. That is, out of all the projects that you guys have been building, pick one, refine it, restructure it, tweak it a little bit, polish it as much as possible, then share it on social media. You can talk about it as much as possible on any social media that you are active on, or the one that you want to be active on. So just do that and watch how your progress will grow over the week. So the third one is search for theory Flutter job posting to analyze. So this third point is not like for you to actually apply for the job, but for you to actually go through what the job market demands. So you can just search for like theory Flutter jobs, see like the description of the job, what these people require, so you will know the aspect that you still need to learn, like the aspect of state management, the aspect of networking, the aspect of data collection, the aspect of security and stuff like that. So you'll be able to analyze that, oh, this is what most job requires. So you'll be able to like, or learn some of this stuff as well. So that's that. So the fourth one is practice explaining your work out loud. That is, talking about it basically. Don't There's a popular saying that is, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. If you're not talking about yourself, it will be hard for anybody to talk about you, probably except your parents. But in this world you have to talk about yourself basically, just to have that thing that you desire. I mean that goal that you have planned for yourself in the future. So that's it basically. Yeah. So I think that's all from me. Is there any question whatsoever that you love me to explain? It might be coding related, it might be building a profile or anything whatsoever. Please, I'm open to question before we call it a night. You can unmute your mic or drop it as a text in the comment section. Anyone, please. I'll only give us 2 minutes to do that.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is Asero Kevin Ziada, and I wanted to ask about the is when you mentioned that can reach an extent where you have many jobs, for example, 3 or 2. So how best can you manage to how best can you manage all those jobs and deliver perfectly?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for that. That's a very good question. Well, for my own opinion, you shouldn't have more than 3 jobs actually. And when I talk about 3 jobs, probably one full time role and the others they are just contract. I mean, you're just working on the project for 3 months and stuff like that. But if you're having like 3 full time jobs, then you're going to have a problem. There's no, well, to me personally, I don't feel like there's a way for you to balance it, even if it is remote work and you have 3 full-time bro that you are working, you are juggling. Trust me, you will have, well, to my own opinion, you might have burnout at the end of the day. I mean, just moving up and down. But if you have probably one full-time job, then probably the other two are contract based. I believe the way you can balance that kind of project is basically your full-time jobs. Not like it is literally every day you are working on something significant. Like myself now, in my place of work, I've built a project over the years. There's little to no new updates every day. I mean, there's just some point probably after a whole month of just doing like little works, probably the next month there's just an update. Then you work tirelessly for like a week. Then you are done with the updates. Then you push. You are free. You are mostly free throughout the other week. So that period you can use it to dedicate on other projects and stuff. So that's how you can actually balance. So you just have to set priority first. So priority depending on the tasks that you have. So some of the tasks that you can quickly like finish, once you are done, then you move to others. Then you just take it one after the other. So that's how I believe. But I will advise not to go beyond 3 jobs. And even if you have 3 jobs, let it be probably max should be 2 full-time role, then the other one should be contract, or just one full-time role, then the other one is just a contract that you are just working as a side gig. With that, you will have time to learn and also to work effectively on the project. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Yeah, you have. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Mr. Oluwa, please go on. Sorry, Mr. Oluwa Tosin, you raised your hand.
Oh, sorry. I was already speaking. I didn't know I was.
All right.
All right. Okay. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Samuel.
Good
Thank
evening.
you for everything you said so far. Yes. So my question. Okay, let me start with this. So um, I've been seeing job, some job postings about Flutter developers. You know, I mean, I've been seeing it like different platform and channels and all of that. So, and one thing I see in the requirements, sometimes I see must be experienced with Swift, you know, Kotlin, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. And some even go ahead to say something about, you know, must be, I mean, must be familiar with state management, that likes of Riverport, block, and all of that. So my question is, as an entry level or a beginner in the Flutter dev space, so what would be your advice to tackle all of this to be able to fit in, right? Because I mean, yeah, that's my question. I
Oh,
think that's my question for now, right?
okay, yeah, that's a good one. Well, there's a process to everything. You can't really learn everything at a glance. You have to like um, work with the process of time. So now those job description that you mentioned, some of those job descriptions is basically for senior engineers. I mean the ones that even have you must have experience with Swift, you must have experience with Kotlin, Android development, I mean native development and stuff like that. Those are for senior developers and all. You might not want to really go there, but for someone that is just starting out, that's why I made mention of actually building a profile, because you might not really want to be applying for jobs at as a start. You might want to work with, oh, this person knows that, oh, you are learning Flutter and you have been doing some few stuff. Then the person will give you a job or a contract. Then while you are working on that contract, that is where you will learn state management in real world application. Like using myself as an example, that first project I work on, I mean 2020, that was just like 4 months after I started learning. I've not really know about state management. I only integrate API in that first project I launched before I get that project. So it was that project that gave me the experience of working with state management and even working on integrating APIs and all sorts. So from there I was able to gain that experience. A lot of new stuff that I have no idea before. The project actually opened my eyes to it. So for a starter, I won't say you should actually focus on all those job posting. You can just analyze them so you can know some of these things that you ought to know. I mean, some of the things that you put on your learning to dos. But for a learner, just work with building a profile. I mean, getting people to know you. So those people can actually give you some jobs, some probably internship jobs or entry level jobs that you can easily work with and you will gain experience. I mean, working with a senior developer also on a project, you will gain experience. Reading other people's code, you will gain experience. I mean, on how they actually do it and stuff like that. With that, with time, you'll be able to learn, oh, state management. Trust me, you might learn state management during this boot camp, but the experience will be different from when you're actually working on a project that you are using state management on. And when I talk about project, not just like, oh, I'm working on a personal project, like I'm just playing around and stuff like that. I mean, you are working on a real life project that people want to use. The experience will be different from what you are currently doing. It's just like putting your faith to work, putting everything that you have been learning to work as at then. So that's it basically. So a lot of, and another interesting part is some of these descriptions, some of these recruiters, not all of them do. Some of them just search online and just copy the job description and just paste. Not like they really want that, although some actually require it until you are interviewed that you know what they really want. So the job description sometimes at some point it does not really matter at some point, but at least as a mobile engineer, at some point probably you have spent few years, you should have idea about Kotlin, about Swift. For example, myself now, I've worked with Swift before, I've worked with Kotlin before, although I've not really like professionally, I've not worked with the two language, but I've just played around those two language before. So if anybody puts like Kotlin or Swift, I can still apply. If they want to ask any question, I can still like give a response. I can still like quickly easily search and get issue resolved with this other language. That's because of my years of experience and what I've been able to learn over the years. So that's it basically. So there's like levels to this stuff. So just work with where you are currently, and while you are working on projects, you will gain the required experience over time. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question from anybody? All right, I would love us to quickly do something. If you have a GitHub profile already, can you just drop the link on the charts? Can you just drop the link? A GitHub profile, a GitHub account. Can you just drop the link? Let me just run through few of our GitHub profiles so I can just check what we have. Anybody? I'm waiting.
Yes, I'm trying to get to drop my note to that shortly.
All right. So if you have your LinkedIn as well, you can drop it. One of the other thing, this is not coding now. This is one of the soft skills that is required. One of the other thing is connecting with people that you are learning with as well. So connecting with other people you are learning, the other person might actually get a contract before you, but if the person knows you very well, the person might refer you that, oh, let's work on this project together, and from there, that's where you gain experience, and that's how you even know people. Like all the jobs I've worked on so far over the years, I was able to meet new set of people and connect with them. This set of people are the ones that can as well recommend me for other jobs, or like share some of this career stuff to me over time and stuff like that. So even in this bootcamp, I mean on this bootcamp, you can share your profile, like your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your any social media whatsoever that you are on. You can, that's how you like introduce yourself for people to know you. And there's nothing like doing too much and all, like you just talking about yourself. It is not over sabi, it is just you trying to pitch what you do basically, so people can remember you with something. And when people introduce themselves, there's a way that you can pick key point. All right. I'll check your GitHub now. There's a way you can pick some particular point from people's what's it called, people's introduction basically, so I can use that to remember. Yeah, I'm able to view your profile now, Oluwatosin Titilola. So your profile is nice. Actually, just need some few works on it. Basically, like the developer profile that I mentioned, and also putting your picture there instead of this avatar. Put your picture. Also, just update your profile basically. Once you go to the edit profile, you see the few links you can. Let me share my my my. Okay, this is someone else. Let me also share my GitHub so you can check mine as well. Although mine is not the best out there, you can just use it as an example. You can as well just check. You can just search online. You see some crazy GitHub profile out there that you can easily check their README and I mean work with what they have. So for Oluwatosin, your profile is nice. You just need to tweak it. I mean the profile picture, the links of your other social media. Also create a simple profile here. I mean your profile readme. Just create something like that so people can easily get to know you once they view your profile. So that's just what you can do to update this your profile. But aside that, you have few comments and also some few projects. And also let me also check your project. For the project you have here, like the onboarding screen and ticket app, instead of leaving the readme file to just the default one, try to update it. Take some screenshot of the app, put it inside the readme file. If you don't understand how to do that, it's just very easy. Just search online, you will see documentation on how to go about that. So on how to put images, put links, to design it in different aspects. Also you can update the about of this particular project. So if anybody search for it out there, they will be able to like get a glance. Most people don't want to be downloading anyhow code. They want to see what the code does basically before even going through it. So this is how you can actually get the attention of people to look at your site basically. So try to update your readme file and the description of the project and all, and with that you will have a cool project basically. So that's that about Oluwatosin. I hope you get that. Okay, I think left the call. So for this other person, uh Dr. Glass.
Oh,
Yeah.
good evening. Sorry, I kind of went off while you were speaking. Sorry.
Yeah, I mentioned that you should update your profile, like the your what's it called, your profile picture. Make sure you put your actual picture, like the one you have here. You can use this; it's better than the avatar. Try to update the readme file of the two projects you have, like the ticket and the onboarding. Update the readme file. Put the picture. I mean the screenshot of those app. Put it on the readme file. Then give like a little description about the project, so anybody that is looking at that repo will be able to know, oh, this is what this code is, the output of the code, and also the person can actually see that, oh, this is it. And it will also give you a kind of search engine optimization at the end of the day, if that is well done. So you can put about as well, the other section of a repository. You see the about, you can update the about and put the description of the app there as well. So that's what I said. So just try to work on that this week. And yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. For Dr.
So I also got my okay.
Yeah, yeah, please go on.
Fine. All right. So I just wanted to say I also left like I dropped my LinkedIn
All
profile
right.
link
So
via the chat box. So
all right. So I will want, if everybody have a LinkedIn, you can just drop it so we can all connect together. So I will connect with you now. Mary Precious, I will connect with you. Oluwatom saying I will connect with you as well. So you these are like various means. You can go on GitHub as well. I mean on LinkedIn, sorry. To also connect with. Okay. Yeah, so like on LinkedIn to connect with other people, just to um what's it called, to you can literally message people. People have this time that people reach out to them on LinkedIn to talk to them about some gigs and stuff like that. This is how connection works basically, and this is how you get to know people from everywhere. So I think that's that basically. For other people's GitHub, I've been able to check through your profile. So just update. I think most of you guys, you are not using your picture for your DP. Even if it's not your picture, you can use an avatar, like my own GitHub now. I'm using like an avatar. If you check through almost all my social media, you see the avatar there. That's like a signature, but not this default GitHub avatar stuff. So please change it from this default GitHub to something else, probably your personal avatar or your personal picture, and update your bio, update your GitHub README to something interesting. And also the project you have, make sure you update it. Put a screenshot of the app. I want to see the app. I don't just want to download it. I can't be analyzing your code, like literally. I want to see what the code does before I even go into it. So please just do that this week, and share it on social media, share it on LinkedIn, and as well. So and I think that's pretty much it. Any other thing? Any other thing that you'd like to know? Any other thing from anybody? All right. Any other thing? All right. So with that being said, I think we don't really have any more question, but just a task for the week. just work on your public profile. I mean, on your social media, especially your GitHub and your LinkedIn. And the task is that for all the projects, I mean all the repository you have on GitHub, make sure you put a proper screenshot of the app on the readme file of that particular repo. Put the screenshot, at least two screenshots of the app, then put a description what the app, I mean everything about the project. Put it there as well. Update the readme, also update the about as well, just to give a glance of the project. So do that for your repository and also for your profile. Make sure you change the avatar from default GitHub avatar to something that's probably your personalized avatar or your personal profile picture. And also give yourself a well descriptive about data. You can simply put Flutter developer and any other thing that you have as a title for yourself. Then add some links like your LinkedIn, you can add it on GitHub. Like any other link that, I mean, other social media pages that you have, you can add it on LinkedIn. And I think that's pretty much it about about GitHub. Then on your LinkedIn, work towards improving your profile. I mean, add some little description. Also, you can add this particular bootcamp as an experience, and always share your progress on the platform as well. I mean, probably for this section now, you can actually talk about it probably tomorrow morning. Just talk about it and what you have been able to learn. This is how you can actually inspire your instructor and your mentor as well to see that, oh, this particular person is actually taking this particular course seriously. And anybody that you inspire, the person will be interested in you. If any opportunity comes, the person will most likely remember you when the opportunity that you can work with comes forth. So just do that. Tag your instructor in your post. It's just a way to appreciate as well, and a way to give yourself the advantage of remembrance in the future. So just do those few stuff, and over the years, everything will speak for you in the future, basically. So I believe that's everything I have from my side. Thank you guys for joining this call tonight, and I hope to see you guys next time, and also see you at the high table in the future. Blessings. I don't know, Temi.
Uh,
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Samuel, for this insightful session. I mean, you